Hello everyone, my name is Peter and here are my two brothers.
I'm Robert. Daniel.
We are from Sydney, Australia. For most of our lives, we've been raised up here in this culture. Today, I would like to share with you all an experience that my family went through. An experience where we never thought would happen to us. For myself, from a young age, I've already started attending church. Growing up in a Christian family, I've always learned to pray and give thanks in all things. Always thanking God for giving me such a loving and supportive family. I would sum up my childhood as being very abundant. I was not spoiled or anything, but I had food, I had toys, I had a home, I had lots and lots of friends. Everything I needed and thought I wanted, I had. I was very happy. However, this all changed. Everything was turned upside down in a span of one night. 14 years ago, March 5th, 2006. A little past midnight, my father had just finished helping another brother from church start his car. When returning his car to his own car, crossing the road, he was hit by another car. From the impact of this car, his body flew over 10 meters. From this point, you can imagine how fast the car was going. Arriving at the hospital, the doctors told my mother that this man with severe brain and body injuries did not have a chance, had around only 10% survival chance. That she should be prepared and should gather friends and families to see him. Some injuries my dad sustained were swelling in the brain, facial fractures, fluctuating fevers, fractured ribs, broken arms, broken legs. There were even some spinal and neuro injuries which were still yet unknown. The list here doesn't even cover all the injuries. I've only listed some of the major and more serious ones.
So you might be wondering why we're sharing this to you today. And there's a really big reason why we want to share this to you. So during this time, there's something that I want you guys to know, and I want you to witness how the power of the God that we believe in, and I want you to know how he listens and answers to all our prayers. So you can imagine, my brother being 6, I'm being 10 and 12, we were still very young at that age. During the initial phase, my dad's condition did not get any better. My mum would always be by the side from morning to night, 24/7, 7 days a week. So for all of us, we were still very young, and someone needed to take care of us. You may wonder, it must be really tough being at home. No parents at home, no one to look after us. It must be really lonely. But there's many things that I really want to give thanks for. Number one was, I really give thanks for this church and this family that I have. We had many brothers and sisters who come to our house to take care of us, cleaning for us and looking out for us. But only did they come to comfort our hearts and comfort our loneliness, we also had someone known as God who was looking out for us. So every night, brothers and sisters would come, as I said, to look out for us, but they didn't come just to look out for us. They came because they wanted to pray. People from all over Sydney came to pray earnestly for my dad. Some would come after work, some would come after school. Some would even travel 30 to 45 minutes to come to my house. They didn't have to do this, but they really wanted to. So my house isn't very small. My house was shared with my dad's workplace, which was a salon. My whole house would be filled with people every night. Brothers and sisters would come in, even though there was no room to stand. What they will be doing is, they'll be standing around praying for my dad. I remember very clearly why this was very touching to me. During this time, people were praying not just by looking into the sky with a blank expression, but they'll be praying earnestly. You can see in their eyes, and with the shedding a tear, kneeling on the floor, you can see how much they really wanted my dad to get better. What they were praying for was not just, oh, I want you to get him better. But they prayed very specifically. They prayed that he can come take care of us again. They prayed that he can come and work again. They even prayed that he can play his favorite sports, table tennis, with us again. So night after night, brothers and sisters from church will always come to our house to pray and support us. So miraculously, by the 9th day, even though my father still suffered from a lot of injuries and always had fluctuating fevers, he was able to pass the most critical stage. So let's take a look. 2 weeks in. Around 2 weeks in, it took my dad that long to be able to be in a stable condition. From someone who was 10% survival and in 2 weeks to be in a stable condition, moving from the intensive care unit to the high dependency ward. That truly is a miracle. Now we're moving forward, 2 months in. So in 2 months, not only was he able to be in a stable condition, but he was able to eat solid food and was even starting to walk again. His mobility would increase day by day, and his health and his condition would improve. Now moving on to 3 months. So in 3 months since the accident, there was a really big milestone for me and for everyone. What happened after 3 months was he was no longer going to be in the hospital anymore. During the weekends, he can come back home to look after us. He could also join church meetings on Sundays, where he could see brothers and sisters who were praying earnestly for him. And surely the brothers and sisters were very happy to see him. By the 4th month, the wounds on his body were pretty much almost healed. And also, not only was his wounds being healed, but halfway through the month, what brothers and sisters really prayed for and longed for finally came true. My father was able to work again. Upon opening his shop, brothers and sisters one by one would line up to get their haircuts. Surely that's a miracle. And in less than 5 months, another big milestone will happen, and that will be my father's last surgery that he will ever have to do. The surgery was to replace his skull cap back onto his head, which was removed initially to relieve the pressure from his brain. The surgery was very successful, and as you can see him now. And that was the mark of his final surgery and something that we are always thankful for.
So for me, I always saw this event in my life as a miracle. Even though I was 6, I could see that in the span of no more than 5 months, from a doctor who saw no hope, only 10% of chance of survival, to being here today, being able to still see my father, and also still being able to have him around. Not only just having him around, but fully recovered as well. I'm able to still cut his hair professionally, still play table tennis with me and my brothers. I was able to attend both my brother's university graduation, and also hopefully mine very soon. So we can all see that this is truly God's work, and His grace, and He's always watching over our family. So I'd like to pass it on to my mum and dad, who want to share their side of their story.